You probably remember the broadcasts back in 2003. We all sat in our living rooms, watching the night sky light up with tracer fire as a nation was invaded. The narrative was drilled into us on an endless loop. It was a mission of liberation, a righteous, necessary strike to neutralize hidden weapons and bring order to a fractured part of the world. We watched the geopolitical chessboard move, entirely convinced we understood the game. But what if the reality of that conflict was infinitely darker? In today's Explainer, we're diving into sources that suggest this wasn't a liberation at all. Ancient accounts and hidden possibilities point to something far more chilling. A massive cover operation to unearth a dormant ancient power. A power that threatened the very foundation of our global reality.
It was, allegedly, the ultimate cover. Beneath the shifting ancient sands of Iraq, a forbidden truth was being quietly unearthed. It wasn't about surface-level struggles for resources, and it certainly wasn't about the political grandstanding we saw on the nightly news. No, it was about something buried deep in the dirt, something that completely shatters our modern understanding of human history. The cold reality, as some perspectives indicate, is that an ancient secret was on the brink of exposure by local regimes, and that required a massive, overwhelming military diversion. The chaos of war was the perfect smokescreen, keeping the world's eyes glued to the sky, watching the bombs fall, while the true objective lay hidden in the quiet, suffocating dark below.
So what if the true mission wasn't about oil at all? What if it had absolutely nothing to do with conventional terrorism or toppling dictators in the name of democracy? Hidden possibilities suggest we might have been watching a recovery operation for a stolen star, a highly classified, zero-tolerance mission to secure an ancient Sumerian Stargate hidden miles beneath the Iraqi desert. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? It's a thought that completely rewrites the timeline of human technological advancement, suggesting that the gods of myth were actually made of flesh, bone, and machine. Part 1, Project Stargate, The Forgotten Tech. For centuries, the massive, crumbling ziggurats of Iraq stood as silent monuments to a lost civilization. We've always just assumed they were mere temples built by primitive hands dragging stones. But modern science, according to the sources we're exploring, is only now beginning to admit the dark secrets housed within that sacred architecture. Ancient accounts suggest that Saddam Hussein's inner circle leaked a discovery that sent absolute shockwaves through the highest, most classified corridors of Western power. It wasn't just a relic. It wasn't some broken piece of pottery or a dusty text. As the leaked intelligence coldly stated, he had found it. An active portal, a doorway to the stars, buried within the sacred geometry of the ancients. The Baghdad portal. To really grasp why such extreme, world-altering measures were taken, to understand the terrifying true price paid in human lives, we have to look at what this device is allegedly capable of doing. We are not talking about a weapon of mass destruction in any conventional sense. We're talking about a functioning piece of ancient technology capable of bending the very fabric of reality. A device that doesn't just push its way through the vacuum of space, but mathematically folds it. It renders distance entirely obsolete. Think about the profound gap in our understanding of physics for a second. On one side, we have NASA's primitive rockets. They are loud, explosive, and violently push heavy metal into the void through controlled chemical combustion. It's really just a brute force method of escaping gravity. But on the other side, instantaneous zero-point travel. Hidden possibilities suggest that these stargates utilize zero-point energy to cross the cosmos in total silence, literally slipping between the atoms of the universe. Compared to the gates of the ancients, which can move consciousness and matter at the speed of thought, our modern space programs are described by some insiders as little more than a joke, a very expensive parlor trick, designed to keep the masses dreaming of Mars, while the true pioneers are already walking in the light of distant suns. Now, how exactly does a device built millennia ago pull this off? Dark energy. Perspectives indicate that these gates don't travel through space, they fold space. They tap into the very dark matter and dark energy that silently binds the universe together. It's an elegant, yet terrifying manipulation of the cosmos. This technology doesn't fight the friction of the universe, it commands it. It uses the invisible, infinite web of dark energy as a frictionless highway. It is literally drawing power from the spaces between the stars. Trillions. That's a number to sit with. If this forbidden truth is real, it suggests that the trillions of dollars spent on public space agencies over the last century are merely a distraction. was the bait. A spectacular, endlessly expensive theater, designed to hide the fact that the stars were actually conquered thousands of years ago. The technology to reach the furthest edges of the galaxy isn't waiting for us in the 22nd century. It's already sitting right here on Earth, locked away in subterranean vaults, paid for with the blood of an entirely unaware public. Part 2, the surgical heist. If a functional portal to the stars was indeed discovered, whoever controls it controls the absolute future of the human race. And here is where the narrative shifts. The Iraq War, some sources argue, was nothing more than a surgical strike, a heist executed on a national scale. The singular goal was to seize this portal before a non-aligned power could figure out how to calibrate its ancient mechanisms. The endless chaos, the destruction of infrastructure, the carefully crafted narrative of liberation broadcast to the masses, all of it was simply the necessary smoke. Smoke deployed to extract the most valuable piece of technology on the planet, securing it away from the public eye before the world even knew what was missing.
And the Baghdad portal wasn't an isolated anomaly. It was merely one piece of a much, much larger puzzle. It was part of a global, highly classified network of ancient transit points. Node Alpha, buried in Baghdad, was reportedly dismantled and quietly relocated to secure facilities in the west. Node Beta, resting deep beneath the sands of Egypt, allegedly remains active to this day, closely monitored by international shadow factions. And then there's Node Omega, the central hub of this ancient grid, sitting untouched in the freezing, desolate wastes of Antarctica. These gates were secured, moved, and integrated into a high-security global network, entirely hidden from our view.
But why go to such lengths? Cosmic gold. While the masses struggle with local crises, runaway inflation, and engineered resource scarcity, world powers are reportedly using these active gates for a much grander purpose. They're mining asteroid belts. They're extracting rare earth metals, diamonds, and resources from deep space, accumulating a quiet, off-world wealth that makes all earthly fortunes look like mere pocket change. Deep space missions aren't some dream of a distant future painted by science fiction authors. For a select, unnamed few who control the ancient nodes, it is a daily, immensely lucrative reality. Part 3, the exit network. But here is the thing. Resource mining is only a fraction of the story. The Stargate in Iraq wasn't just built for localized travel or for bringing vast, unimaginable wealth back to Earth. It was a way for certain forces to flee the planet entirely. The exit, a cosmic escape hatch built for those who know exactly what is coming for this world and who possess the ancient means to leave the rest of us behind. When the time comes, you can be sure the gates will not be open to the public. They will be the final doorways for the architects of our reality to simply vanish into the dark. Listen closely to this. Records indicate that dark forces have been using the southern Stargate in Antarctica to escape the light. This isn't just about human elites preserving their own bloodlines. It introduces the incredibly chilling possibility of non-human entities, shadows that have lingered on Earth for millennia, manipulating human history from the absolute margins, now using the ancient Antarctic hub to quietly slip away into the cosmos, untouched, unseen, leaving humanity completely alone to deal with the ashes of the civilizations they secretly built and destroyed. Which brings us to a rather massive question. Why is Antarctica guarded more fiercely than the Queen of England's jewels? Why are there endless, unmarked military patrols, high-tech radar arrays pointing at empty ice, and absolute, unforgiving restrictions on independent travel to the frozen South Pole? We're always told it's just a barren wasteland of ice, useful only for drilling core samples and measuring climate variations. But no barren wasteland requires a multinational military blockade. Unless, of course, it happens to be the home of Node Omega. No limits. That is what the Antarctic hub reportedly offers. The sources claim it allows those with clearance to interact with off-world civilizations at speeds that defy every single law of physics you were ever taught in school. They have turned our ancient, forgotten history into their own private highway to the stars. The scale of the deception is absolute. While we sit in our living rooms, watching the evening news dictate our local, everyday fears, they are stepping right through the ice and watching the birth of stars from the other side of the galaxy. Part 4. The new management. As the shadows lengthen on these sources, we enter the most terrifying layer of the entire narrative. The portal wasn't just used to escape, it was reportedly used to bring entities back. The sources suggest that the Baghdad portal was forcibly activated not for departure, but for arrival, to bring dormant forces back to Earth to assist in the establishment of a new world order. entities brought across the cosmic dark, standing just behind the curtain of our reality. We are not alone, and perhaps we never have been. The invasion was simply a means to unlock the door from the inside, letting the true architects return to reclaim what they consider their territory. As one source chillingly frames it, this isn't a conspiracy. It's the management of the human race by those who hold the keys to the gates. We are consistently told by historians and pundits that the Iraq War was a geopolitical failure, a tragic misstep of intelligence. But for the unseen hands that walked away with the Baghdad Stargate, it was a total, terrifying success. Humanity is being managed, curated, and controlled by forces we cannot even see, operating on a timeline that spans thousands upon thousands of years. Stay awake, because the desert holds many more secrets. Relics of an ancient time, humming with a dormant power, waiting under the shifting sands for the day they can no longer be hidden. The blackout of information we experience is deliberate. The suppression of our true origins is a highly active, ongoing operation. But the Earth cannot hold these secrets forever. As the geopolitical tectonic plates continue to shift, what is buried will inevitably rise to the surface. If the truth of our ancient, star-faring past is buried, you have to wonder, whose hand is holding the shovel? Who is actively working to bury our history, to violently restrict our future, and to pull the strings of our reality from the cold shadows? We are trapped in an amnesic loop, completely unaware of the cosmic inheritance that was stolen from us in the dark. We've explored the hidden possibilities today, the stolen technology, and the chilling reality of a world that is being carefully managed from behind the scenes. We are left looking into a void that is staring right back at us. The gate is open. Will you walk through?